Yeah, and this is what they hear. Okay, so we are streaming live. Thank you for joining us. Ted Burgess at Dungeon Master Graham is running Rime of the Frostmaiden for us, and our heroes, the company, our company name is Chwinga's Boon, courtesy of number 4. All right, so that's my little intro. I'm gonna make my wife a tasty beverage.
Number 3.
Oh, number 3. I'm wrong.
All right. So, at the end of last session, you guys had taken down Zardarok, Sunblight, and defeated the other Dwergar, killing practically all of them, freeing some of the prisoners, and all the prisoners that you have found, actually. And now uh, Vellany is ready for you guys to head on over to Grimskala and go and recover this book for her. Um, Go and snatch it out from under Oral so that she can open up this glacier to reach this Nethery city. Uh, Meanwhile, because that is quite some distance away, I believe you guys have plans, or at least some short stops along the way that you intend to take. And we have a player to join into our campaign. We need to bring in, is it Malkai? David, is it Malkai?
Yes, it's Malkai.
Okay. Oh, uh, and making sure everybody leveled up to level 8
Hey, Dakota.
after last session.
Yep, up to 8.
It was 10, right?
You the
Yeah, my
tank?
second level alchemist, so watch out.
Oh, you're
Awesome.
laser rifle.
See, I didn't know Wade was joining this campaign, asking if we gained another level already.
I went 2. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, at least Wade asks.
uh,
Does the Fey Touch spells just go in my book? They don't automatically go as spells prepared.
oh, you mean from the feet Fey touched in Tasha's?
Sure, I don't know where it's from, but yeah, Fey Touched.
Uh, I was looking at that one not too long ago, but let me take a quick look here.
Hmm.
You learn the Misty Step spell and one first level spell of your choice.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me look here real quick. Spell book.
You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in this way, you can't cast that spell in this way again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast these spells using spell slots you have of the appropriate level. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat.
There's not a.
So that would imply that these would always be prepared and as a wizard would not then be in your book. These are different. Although you can use your wizard spell slots to cast them, they are not spells that are in your spell book.
Gotcha. Yeah, maybe I need to fix that somehow. Manage feats. No, because I have them picked right here. It's fine. Got it. Just confused.
So you guys have a group of people wanting to make their way back to 10 towns with you. You have to go and recover your mounts and your menagerie of kobolds who are waiting with your mounts, including Vellany's zombie horde, the Mind Flayer, that she intends to have come with you guys.
She had 3. I cast it as a 4th level spell. She had the Mind Flayer. She had the King because she needed to use him for the glove to get into the treasure vault, and then she had a Quagoth. I mean, if you had her let him go, it's whatever. I just
Nope, I'm grabbing them now.
oh, excuse me.
I don't think she has these 2 zombies anymore.
Enough. I mean, she'd
Well,
have to.
she may still have them, but then she'd have to keep control of them.
Yeah, which is a recasting of the spell at. It was right before we took a long rest, so she would have to cast it again within the before the 24-hour period ended.
So she's got 4 living kobolds and 2 zombie kobolds to get rid of. Or she's got all these zombies to carry stuff around.
You could just specially have just kept the Illithid if she wanted to, and just let the other ones die off.
And they're fine. She doesn't intend to really use them for combat. Although Vellyn will probably actually want to just let them go before they cause trouble with you guys going back into 10 towns. By let them go, I mean probably destroy them.
Fair enough. Sounds perfectly logical.
Right? I assume you guys don't want Vel taking a menagerie of a whole bunch of zombies into Goodmead or any of the other towns with you.
Nah, I'd rather not.
I'll pull them down here. Make sure that's all I've got and just delete that. Okay. Well, she still has her owl and her 4 living kobolds following her around. Plus, you guys have Kix and 2 other kobolds, Zerk and Vot. All right. So having your newly acquired treasures, you guys ready to head out from Sunblight, or do you guys have anything that you wish to do while you're still here?
Oh, I wish to not smack my head on my headboard.
I think we're good to head out.
Think we're good to head out, yeah.
Right. With Wilhelm at the lead, you guys make good time and progress heading back towards Dugan's Hole. Well, really Goodmead. Dugan's Hole is just going to be a passover. And speaking of Dugan's Hole, are you guys going to warn Peiko of the fate of Dugan's Hole before you get there, or are you guys just going to let him find out firsthand?
No, I'll pull him aside.
Break his heart.
Do a little walk into the wood line. Let him know, and leave him there for a moment.
It's pretty devastating for him. He sobs for a bit, but he does collect himself and to rejoin you guys for the journey back to 10 towns.
I'll let him know that we're willing to take him. Drop him anywhere between here and there on our way. Like he doesn't have to go back to Dugan's Hole. There's just nothing waiting for him there.
Yeah, Gleed will
Ah,
approach him with some booze and say, I find it's always best to drown your sorrows.
You know this town that has really good mead?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Caradenival.
And this is why Arameus is our fearless leader. Yes, yes.
well, Peiko will partake of um, what you give him, uh, but right now he's pretty down and um, not really sure of where he's gonna go or what he's gonna do. Uh,
Well, we do know someone who
Mostly
needs
just following you guys. Go ahead.
help with their house because someone shot an arrow into it and made it fall on a house. Or was that a laser bolt? I don't know. It was something like that.
It's not a horrible idea.
I mean,
Pretty sure that one was an arrow.
that was an arrow? Yeah, I think it was. Because, yeah. But
Yeah, that's a good
you
idea.
could probably earn your beer money and a place to stay by helping out rebuild. And bonus, it doesn't. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. It's pretty in a way. You know that Icewind Dale is pretty. It has
Gray is
icicles
bleak.
and
It's
that
I mean really
glisten when
it's
Oral
snow white,
flies
but
above the
the night
non-sunlight.
sky.
Yes. The aura is very lovely this time of year, whatever time of year it happens to be, because I forgot it's like winter all the time. I mean, even though it's not winter, so I don't know how
Just
that
winter,
works.
always winter.
But it's pretty, and there are bees, and I hope you're not allergic to bees. And there's mead, and there's nice people, and there's lots of people, and it doesn't smell, and there are lots of buildings that are well constructed, except for the one that got crushed by the dragon. Um, and did I mention there were nice people? Oh, and there's no winter wolves like stalking around, I don't think, right now. And people don't eat people there. Glee's not going to say that that's all things that might be happening in Dugan's Hole. At least that was the impression that she got.
So a few sniffs and recovering, Peiko says it does sound pretty nice. I've only been there a few times, but that does sound nice, especially the no winter wolves part.
Well,
Speaker Olivessa is a friend of ours. I'm sure she'd be willing to take you in for, some hard work in return.
Says,
Fair.
wait, show me your teeth first.
He kind of pointed.
Uh,
His ears are a little, but what is that? Rolled, short. If he was shorter, he might be a darkling or dark one.
maybe we should take him back to Dugan's Hole.
he seems a nice one, even if he is a darkling. I don't know. Give the guy a chance.
And we have Kapanuk with us as well, right?
You do. You have Kapanuk, Jenny Barra, and yeah, Peiko.
He's trying to go the opposite way, though, isn't he?
He is, but that's a long way to go alone, and you guys aren't going that way. So for now, he's just going to 10 towns.
Yeah, because if I know that other group was had gone into Goodmead, so probably be a good chance he can meet up with them trying to get some booze. So I was trying to
Yeah.
do There's a lot of logistics. We got a freaking army here. We got to have supply lines and.
Hmm.
Coming up on Dugan's Hole is pretty traumatic for Peiko. When you guys get there, he sees the buildings have just been smacked. There is not one standing building left here. And because you guys were gone for quite some time, it of course snowed. And so, although you had seen them, the tracks that led away from Dugan's Hole, going north, have now been covered by snow. So it doesn't look like anybody left. At least not from the tracks, 'cause there are none now. Or just a place of ruin.
Yeah, maybe we should
Which is
have gone around. Did we already came through here and checked to see if there were any survivors, didn't we?
You did,
Yeah.
yeah. You guys checked for survivors on the way, um, on your way to Sunblight. Peiko then ends up spending some time rummaging through the remains of his home, um, which unfortunately nobody's been back yet to bury the dead, and so he'll be finding family members in his ruined home, who are now covered in frost and uh, mashed under the building. I
I'll
thought we took
start
some.
collecting stones to help him build a cairn.
Yeah. There's not too many people in Dugan's Hole. We might as well just bury them all while we're here.
There's about 25 dead in all.
I'm really good at moving rocks.
We can move a lot of
So,
rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm willing to take the day on this one.
I mean, Rum Ration can dig some holes probably.
Oh, yeah. We forgot we have our own excavating equipment.
Vel offers to provide some additional assistance if you want it.
Oh yeah. Those guys work to the bone.
She's going to animate some of Dugan Hole's residents to
Oh
help
my
Oh,
God.
yours.
not
I did not
destroy
think
themselves.
Yeah, why? I kind of saw that coming. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna need extra beer for this one.
She responds with a what? They work hard.
I know you were well intending.
Oh man.
Maybe. Um,
I'll help too. I'm not much of a help, but I'll help.
I know, right? Keiko does not seem to be too distraught by residents of Dugan's Hole being turned into zombies to bury the residents of Dugan's Hole.
okay. Yeah, I think if I saw the people that like went to like first grade class with me get animated from the dead to bury their other dead, it might do something to me. But hey, this guy, he's like a rock.
He's already been, he's already dealt with quite a bit of death already here. Um, his home is in ruins. You guys are starting to help bury his friends and family, and some of his friends get up to help bury his friends and family. So, Yeah. That might be a little hard, but he takes it in stride, I suppose.
This is
yeah, you guys
definitely not a beer kind of day. This is a whiskey kind of day.
yeah, it was a hard day.
Yeah.
You guys finish out your, well, hard to call it day, night. What's the difference?
Mhm.
Laurel passes by on her rock, lighting up the sky with her ritual to keep the sun at bay. And that's really about the only mark you have for time anyway here. No, but you're tired after a day of burying the residents of Dugan's Hole, and um, thankfully the weather holds out because there's no shelter here, and you guys are not forced to try and find some place to rest without walls and essentially without fire. Still, it's cold, but that's the norm.
There might be a cellar you could probably camp in somewhere.
You might be able to find one. Um, why don't we? So yeah, talking on survival checks. I'm not gonna bother with it because you guys are gonna be a good meat anyway soon. So yeah, you guys find a cellar that you guys can at least find, some shelter in, at least a little bit of shelter. Oh, and then the next day you guys set out to, after a long rest, you guys set out to Goodmead.
All right.
And Goodmead is not that far, only like an hour. Excuse me, if even that. With well, actually, you guys got some slow moving um people in your group now, so probably does take you closer to an hour. But you guys make it to Goodmead, and people are working on extracting the remains of the Charlatan dragon that fell on Olivessa's house. Olivessa has moved into the old speaker's home, and otherwise things seem to be pretty normal when you're coming into Goodmead here. They they were lucky, and nobody in Goodmead actually died from the dragon's attack, so they fared well.
Except for the dragon.
Well, yeah, well, that's a construct. Before we continue here, let's hop over to David's character, Malachi, and figure out where you are here in Icewind Dale.
That's a good question.
We spoke a little bit about your background and how you got into Icewind Dale here, but we didn't really determine where you're currently located and what kind of antics you might be up to. I guess let's start with character description and what you might want to share about your character in advance, if there is anything, and then
Um,
let's try and find out what trouble you've been up to or getting into.
oh man, I'm just trying to dissuade people from going to someplace. But no, as the picture is in Discord, I put it in the Frostmaiden thing. That's what he looks like an older tiefling, kind of weathered. Um, no, doesn't wear any armor, has rapier on him. Um, and he's got this fiendish looking owl critter with him, which is the other picture. Oh, why am I opening that button? Don't mind me. I don't know what buttons I need to push. Um, I mean, nothing. I don't think there would be anything else minus the description at this point, because I don't think he's not putting out any of his other stuff on who he is and why he's here.
Okay.
Do we just run into him
Fine.
like in the street, or is he like somewhere particularly?
That's what I'm trying to figure out now. probably be easiest if we put him in Goodmead for some reason to meet you guys there in Goodmead.
I mean,
Um,
a huge construct dragon just died there. I might come to see if there's any kind of any kind of magics left over that I might be able to get from him. I mean, I am a wizard.
that's a great point there. And Chardelin holds and retains magic very well. Might have a demonic taint to it. But
I'm a tiefling with a fiendish owl.
I was gonna say, so that may be something you'd be interested in recovering some of it before everybody else makes off with all the remains of this dragon. So
Absolutely.
let's go with that. Like I said, there are people currently extracting the remains of this dragon, including among them a tiefling who is grabbing what pieces he can.
I'm helping clean up, but at the same time, I'm pocketing some of the more magical pieces.
Helping. Olivessa just wants it out of her house.
Hey, that means she doesn't care where it goes. My pocket, their pocket, over there in the lake, whatever.
Maybe not the lake. She doesn't want it to contaminate the red waters there. They need to fish that.
Fair.
You just go throw it in the snow on the other side of the hill there, though, in the snowbank.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, where all the other trash is, right?
Yep.
Oh. So
Malachi, you'll take note of people coming in from the south, which is kind of odd since you would know about the destruction of Dugan's Hole, and there's nothing on down that road except Dugan's Hole. But here comes this massive group of uh, various creatures and beings, from kobolds and axebeaks. They've got a goblin and a construct, and I'll let our other party members introduce themselves with let's start with Aramaeus, the Goliath, who is the tallest party member.
Well, you know how Goliaths are descended from giants and they tend to be just a little bit bigger than everybody. Well, that's what Aramaeus says to other Goliaths. He is a giant of a giant and a personality to go with it. He's loud, but he's friendly. His You can tell right away that his friends are his life, and he is just a presence to behold, wearing full plate armor that probably weighs as much as a carriage, and carrying a shield and hammer to match the size. And that is Aramaeus Dawnbringer.
Lead.
yeah, Gleed is right now probably riding on Rum Ration's shoulder. Rum Ration being about I don't know, 9 foot tall, clanking humanoid construct with a helm or head with a little spear point sticking up out of it. And she's painted the labels of various alcoholic beverages that she likes all over the body of this construct. She herself is kind of swinging her feet as she rides from his shoulder. She's dressed like everyone else in winter clothes, but her hair is a fiery mane from which protrude two dragon horns, and her skin is covered in a thin patina of scales. She carries a rapier at her side and a weird-looking stick thing slung across her back. She seems to be having fun and is chattering glibly to her companions. But as she approaches, her eyes just kind of fall upon you, and she grins and gives a little two-finger wave, like, "Hey, what's up?" And that's Gleed.
We jump to conversation there. Also, let's introduce Wilhelm.
Yeah, so Wilhelm is a human, about 5'10". He has short blonde hair and blue eyes. He's wearing studded leather. He walks pretty naturally, even in this environment, kind of like he's used to it. He also has a heavy crossbow, laser rifle, longbow, just kind of a smattering of different ranged weapons, all on his person, in addition to quite a few bags of books. So just kind of an interesting looking character.
And Alf and Carmela are missing. They're not present currently with the party. So Lee had said, "Hey, go ahead and if
All right.
if you respond at all there."
All right. So as they enter town and enter my field of vision, I give them all a look, a look in the direction, notice that they're there, and automatically start, you know, figuring out what I would have to do if these guys decide to cause problems with me. And then just kind of wave back to Bleed as she passes by on her construct. And like everybody else, get back to work. I mean,
Well,
The
so if you just wave back, Lee will be like, because you look a little, I don't know. Does he look different than like regular good meters? I guess we haven't seen him before, right?
you've not seen him before, and he's a tiefling, which
Which is
that makes
different.
3 tieflings that you know.
Yeah.
Carmela, Avarice, and
yeah,
now this one right here.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm definitely not from here. I'm not dressed for here. I'm not.
and tieflings are generally rare in the realms, right? I mean, they and they
Generally,
tend
I
and
mean,
they do they tend to know each other? Because
wow. I would go with
well,
no.
I'm
I'm
just curious because like as Rob, I know that tieflings actually kind of clan up together a little bit in like familial groups.
They
Um,
can, and they
yeah.
do. And there is a fourth tiefling. We're forgetting about who is claned up with Avarice, so to speak.
Hmm.
There's Mare, and there was also that there was a other tiefling that was in Kelvin Kirtenival that was running that cult, but you know, you guys
Also
did kill
being
him.
rare.
So yeah, so much for being rare, right? There's actually quite a few of them around. So it is very possible since now Carmela knows marrying Avarice that this tiefling may also know Avarice.
Okay. Um,
Vel
so
uh Vel is hanging back at the sight of a tiefling with her kobolds and seems kind of timid about the situation.
yeah. Oh, Gleed is not. I mean, she and Avarice have been tight for a long time, and she's like, hey, new face around Goodmead. Good to see you. You wouldn't happen to know my girlfriend, would you?
I don't think so. Being, I'm not sure who you are.
Yeah. Well, I kind of just came here, but me and Avarice, we were tight way back in the day in Waterdeep, and she's up here in this
Avarice.
this kind of glacial place called the Ten Towns. Um, and
Avarice. Do I know this name, Ted?
You would probably know of Avarice. I mean, she's a tiefling wizard, just like you. Although she's an albino tiefling. Her skin is a white color.
Do you
Um,
not see this picture?
that yours is also white. You guys have a lot in common now that I'm looking at your photo there too. So she has a lot in common with you. You guys are the same class. You're both tieflings, albino tieflings. Yeah,
Not on
um,
purpose.
yeah. But you hear that she's kind of mean. Um, that's
So I know.
that's
So I know of her, but
um
don't know her.
um. Do you want to know her?
I'm fine with it either way.
We want to
We'll go with it.
form with a yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, is there a relation there?
I don't know. Does she have a last name?
No.
We've met. Average is your girlfriend, correct?
Yeah, yeah, kinda. I mean, when she's not busy. But if Avarice has ever had a girlfriend, then it's been me. We're tight. She's good. Well, kinda. She gets into
Good to
trouble.
know.
Do you get into trouble like Avarice? You know Avarice, so you must have gotten into some trouble. You look like you might have gotten into trouble.
I've had my fair share.
Oh, let's get into some trouble
And when you
together.
guys,
We can
a
get
little
drunk
forward, are we?
first and get into some trouble together. Forward? What do you mean by that? I mean, I'm just trying to be friendly here.
Well, first you start talking about your girlfriend, and now you want me and you to have fun together.
Well, I mean, you didn't have to read
Are
it
you
into
gonna
that like,
Are you gonna define this fun for me?
nah, well, exactly. That's what I do. But I'm sorry to say you don't have a glorious tale like Avarice does. Well, it's kind of glorious, but not quite as glorious.
You are an interesting one.
Uh, yeah. Sure.
Where are you
But
guys staying?
well, we were probably going to stay at Uli Vessa's place, but that's out of the cards. We'll probably
He
just
has a new
sleep in the
place.
bar. What was that, Wilhelm?
Yeah, she has a new place. Or the temple.
Oh, that's true. We could crash at the temple after we get drunk.
Yeah, the temple is right next to her house. They're like side by side, almost. And the dragon fell on her house, not the temple. So, the temple is still standing. And so is the bar, which is across the street from the temple.
So you guys will
Indeed.
either be at the bar or you'll be at the temple.
Bar first, temple later. Probably much later. Much later.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
Let me finish what I'm doing here, and I'll meet you there.
by
With
the
the
Cool.
commotion going on outside, Olivessa emerges from the tavern here, coming out, and she sees Arameus, and she shouts out, "Arameus!" as she comes running up to you guys.
Olivessa, we've returned,
I'll be right back.
Oh, it is good to see you.
and
It
we've
is
had
good to
good
see you.
news. Citadel
And
Sunblight and Zardarok are no more. Your
that
town
is
is safe.
fantastic news. Thank you. Thank you.
Let me
I see
introduce you to our new friend
safely
Pecco.
returned. Oh, hello, Pecco.
He was a citizen of Dugan's Hole, but was captured at the time of its destruction.
He gives a little wave. I see. And I've got just a thing. I've got a place you can stay, and let's get you guys some hot food, all of you. Uh, come on, come on. She motions for you guys to come inside the tavern into the meat hall.
Excellent.
And
Do it.
they start um they start preparing some food for you guys, bringing out mead as they get you guys situated at the tables inside the mead hall, and clearing out some room as other patrons move to consolidate table because you guys have quite the group. Belle tells her kobolds to stay with the sled and the axe beaks as she comes in and takes a seat at the table with you guys. Olivetta sits down next to you, Ermeus, uh, and asks questions of the Dwergar and um, and their demise. More pointedly, just seeking to make sure that they're no longer a threat.
Aramis will make the point that they're no longer a threat after he tells his rousing story of daring and heroics and the charge his companions fought against, just trying to draw the whole tavern into the tale, especially young Kapanuk, who needs to learn how it's done.
I shall sit just inside the door and listen to this rousing tale.
They hang on your every word.
Say again.
On Aramis's every word, like the people just they hang on his every word, just like listening with interest and just waiting to hear how this all unfolds.
I go especially big into some of the interesting bits, like flying on eagles down into the heart of Sunblight Citadel and the ambush outside the elevators, and then the final kill blow on Zardarok himself.
And the Umber Hulk. Gotta
Oh
mention
God, the Umber Hulk! Yeah, I fought that thing with my eyes closed. That was cool.
that was really cool. That's one way to fight an Umber Hulk. Just shut your eyes.
Yeah, Aramaeus got him with just one hand tied behind his back too.
Yeah, I guess you guys softened him up really damn good before I got there.
Ah, you got that, just like you ripped the door off that fortress.
Well, I am Door's natural enemy. Apex predator of Doors.
Indeed you are.
It's good. Doors can be dangerous.
I
They
do.
bring out more food, more mead.
I try to draw Pecco into it as well. Like, I know he's pretty dour, but I'm just trying to slowly show him that, life goes on, that there's still moments to celebrate.
This does help raise his spirits, and he does get very into just listening to this story.
Raises his spirits in more than once. Now he's a little happier and he's drunk.
Yes. After some time, and you've when you're completed your tale, and you come back to enjoy some mead, Olivet asks you, Aramis, says, what are your plans now? Where are you guys leaving soon, or maybe you'll be staying for a while?
We've we've made promises to the necromancer. We have a quest to go on. Is probably head out in the morning.
So soon. Where, if I may, if it doesn't, if revealing anything wouldn't be of danger to you, where are you going?
We're into the sea of moving ice, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then yeah, I'll let her know of our plans. I don't keep anything from all of us. So I let her know everything.
I'm gonna move up to the table where they're sitting, like I'm done with whatever I was doing in the first place.
So sea of moving ice. So you'll be passing through Bryn Shander and Targos to head up that way.
Most likely.
Sorry for the pointed questions about Bryn Shander, but I hate to ask, but I have something else that I need to ask you guys to take care of.
You've helped us in a million ways and continue to help us by sheltering this young man. Anything you need, just ask.
Shander continues to be a thorn in my side, even though
Say
he's
no
now
more. I shall pluck your thorn.
he's the past two shipments. Well, the first shipment we didn't know it was Shander. We sent a shipment to Bryn Shander, and bandits had waylaid the mead, and then we found out that those bandits sold it in a place called the Luskin Arms Inn in Targos, sold it for a song, and then, well, uh, Brent Shander was not pleased that they didn't receive their mead, so we had to send them a second shipment, and they stole that too. This time they killed one of my guards, and we also learned that Shander was leading this group of bandits that was attacking our caravan. So we got to do something about Shander. He he's now he's joined up with bandits. He's killing our our um our guards for the caravans, take our mead throughout 10 towns, and stealing it and selling it to this Luskin Arms place both times. And see, I think that there might be something up there because uh, we both know that Shander's a greedy, greedy man. And then, as I hear it, he sold it to them for like a tenth of its value, which doesn't really sound like him. I don't see him selling it for so cheap. But I'm hoping that since you guys would also be passing through Targos, you could stop by there at the Luskin Arms Inn and see if they would compensate us for the mead that they know was stolen that they bought. Um, that compensation that they give would, you can keep it because that's really about the only way I can actually pay you for this. And if they don't pay it, I'll see what I can do to make good, of course. But tell them that we'll no longer do any business with them at all.
Speaker, this thing will be done.
You are too kind.
Is which what our bar tab was last night. I've the scales are still probably tilted in your favor.
Yeah, I can rack up quite a tab.
It's impressive.
I'm not
Where,
appreciate so much.
where do you even keep it? Wooden leg.
I don't know. This is part of my draconic constitution.
There's a reason why rum ration is called rum ration.
Yes.
I don't know if he has a logo for the Good Mead drinking hall on it, but if not, that one's got to get slapped on tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, maybe I can get Malachi here to help me out with it. Or not.
With what? With what?
Oh, we're just thinking about another design for rum ration. That guy. And Gleed points out the door, and there's like that large shield guardian just kind of probably sitting
Rum
out there.
ration.
Yeah, rum ration.
Fair enough.
Make him look like a giant Chwinga.
Yeah,
Malachi, one thing of interest that was said there is that this party is heading towards a sea of moving ice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where
Is that
you.
where I'm from?
Yes,
Gotcha. All right.
that's where you've been trying to keep people away from. Well, one particular part of it.
So, I guess proper introductions. My name is Malkai Rakis, and to whom what have I been given the honor of meeting recently? I believe you said your name was Gleed.
Oh yeah, indeed. I am Gleed of Gloaming. I know, well, our common acquaintance Avarice from Waterdeep. Gloaming is a neighborhood down there in Waterdeep, and Avarice and I kind of parted ways for a while, but then I ended up with a relatively interesting band of partiers. I think they called themselves gypsies. I got drunk and then I woke up here. So I've been in the 10 towns ever since. And so yeah, That's me. And you were going to tell me some things about avarice, but I'm sure you're going to want to know who everyone else is first.
There. He looks around the table. I'm guessing you all introduce yourselves with your names.
If no one introduces themselves, Glee will be like, "That's Arameus. He's the leader." And yeah, don't get between him and the door. Um, wait, she pauses for a minute just
Wilhelm
for
is
someone. Go ahead.
Wilhelm is not paying attention. He's drawing sketches, and it's a very detailed sketch of Arameus telling the exploits to a full group of people in Good Mean Tavern.
Okay. And
He's
so
not paying attention.
Glee will point to him. That's Wilhelm. He's when he's not drawing things, he's reading books. When he's not reading books, he's shooting things with something. Um, I don't know. I haven't seen a thing with a string that shoots a projectile or shoots a projectile otherwise that Wilhelm didn't know how to use. Oh, and he's also really good at like kind of he knows how to get through this winter stuff, particularly mountains. Yeah, if you want to go fast through the mountains, Wilhelm's your ticket. Um,
Fair enough. Good to know.
and yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Hey, Arameus, introduce yourself to Malachi here.
Malachi. There's not an extra A.
Hermes is already a few cups in after meeting all of us, and he's all, Hermes,
Nice to meet you.
meet you.
Yeah, he's a lightweight. Glee just kind of pats him on the back.
I see this. So you guys are saying you're going to the see a movie nice.
Yeah, that's what Vellyn over there wants us to do. We kind of did it in exchange for her help dealing with those Dwergar.
Fair enough.
Bellany, hearing her name, comes over and
And how are you getting across the
suspiciously
see a
takes a
movie nice?
seat. Oh, she looks to you, Gleed, and says, like right in front of Malachi here, "Do we trust him?"
Oh, you're trustworthy, aren't you? Glee
Oh,
just spout it out.
absolutely.
I mean, he doesn't really.
Absolutely.
Glee turns to Bella and is like, he doesn't really look like the trustworthy type, but neither did Avarice, and I trust her. So,
Belle rolls her eye.
Wilhelm
Hey,
blots his sketch.
we're there's a whale. I Angachuk. That's
Do I know said whale?
yeah, you know of this whale. Oh, we're gonna go catch a ride. The whale is it's an awakened whale that has had a supernaturally long life. You know, some of the whalers have tried hunting this thing down, but it's because it's awakened, it is really quite clever. Um, and there are stories that she has a boat strapped to her back that people can get in to ride beneath the sea and not drown. That's probably about the extent of what you know about Angajuk, the sperm whale.
Hmm. Well, I'm interested.
And it's pretty close to another place that you are
Yeah.
interested in. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go catch a ride.
Look over at
To
Glee. That sounds fun.
yeah, I've never
Shall we
been on
together?
a. Shall we what? I'm sorry.
Shall we together, as you
Yeah,
offered earlier?
Absolutely. I mean, but first you gotta tell me all Avarice's dirty little secrets so that I can give her a hard time next
If
time
I
I meet her.
told you all of Avarice's dirty little secrets,
Yeah.
if I know any,
Well.
she'd probably hunt me down and I wouldn't be long for this world.
Oh, come on. She's got more of a sense of humor. Well, actually, no, she doesn't. I wouldn't tell her you told me. How about that? There
I
would be
don't
some plausible
I don't
deniability.
I don't find her to be, what's a good word for it? That naive?
Uh, uh, yeah,
And
yeah.
as soon as she's seen me, she know where it come from.
Maybe. Well, you're no fun. Well, actually, maybe. Well, let's see if here. Why don't you drink this? And Gleed puts another beverage in front of you, and then we'll talk later.
Vel slides away from the two of you as you return to your cups, and you hear her mutter, "I'm gonna die."
So Gleed's like, well, I mean, if you don't want to talk about Avarice, tell me about the Sea of Moving Ice. I mean, do you know something about it? You seem like you know something about it. Have you ever been on that whale? What's the whale like? Does it have a name? Oh, I think I heard the name
I
before. Um,
I have not been on the whale.
oh, okay.
I have been on to the Sea of Moving Ice before, yes.
Oh, cool. How did you do it? Like, did you get on a big
On
piece
a
of ice
boat.
and just like, oh, a boat. Okay. Well, how did that work? I mean, don't boats get crushed in the Sea of Moving Ice, or is it just like they're really reinforced, or like are they made out of something other than wood? Or do people use poles to
No.
fend off the ice? Maybe. I never thought about that.
It has become a lot worse since the darkness has come.
Yeah, that does
And it's
surprise me.
harder to stay out on the ice.
Hmm.
Or on the water, I should say. It's easy to stay out on the ice now, being there's so much of it.
I wonder if there's a need for boats considering there's so much ice. I mean, you could maybe just walk on the ice. I wonder what's under the ice. I mean, like,
Water.
well, yeah, but there's water, but there's all of that vast water. I mean, there's like also like, it eventually gets to the bottom and something's got to live there. Do
Oh,
you
there's
know?
all kinds of things in the water. You got your basics: sharks, fish, dolphins,
True.
whales,
Hmm. That's interesting.
squid.
Rocks.
I mean,
Hermes
I
like
mean, under the
rocks.
water is not too bad, but it's when those things come out over the water that becomes worse.
Oh, so what things have you seen coming out over the water? Are you talking about Oral and her rock?
No,
I mean, because
tales speak that there are
honestly,
dragons out there.
dragons. I haven't heard of any dragons. Do you know their names? Is anyone I know?
Do you know any whites?
Probably not. Actually, the only one I ever knew was my mom, but I probably should know dragons considering, I'm one, kinda. And but
Okay.
no, I don't know any whites. Could you introduce me? I hear whites are kind of ill-tempered and not really
Me and dragons are not on best of terms.